It's finally here. He's finally here. The backup catcher of the century. Victor Caratini has been signed by the Houston Astros. We have a backup catcher, and he plays other positions. We're going to talk about this on an extra edition of Locked On Astros.
Welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. You can find me on X at Locked On Astros, or you can find me at Eric Talkstros, and you can find Brett at H-Town Wheelhouse, and we are the Locked On Astros podcast. And Brett, I'm super excited about this. I'm not gonna lie, I was scrolling through X in my bed earlier, and I happened to see this, and I'm like, I'm almost asleep, but let's go ahead and do this. I'm excited about this. The Astros have a catcher, and we're going to talk about this in a second. Brett, where else can they find you at?
I was like, well, thanks. Go ahead and tell them where they can find me at, Eric. They can find me. I mean, dude, you can find me anywhere. I mean, just look for H-Town Wheelhouse, and if it's me and it's got this mug, if it doesn't have this mug and it's got some random woman from overseas, it's not me. It's a scam. So just look for me at H-Town Wheelhouse on Twitter, X, and Instagram. And look for me at Stros411 on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Always positive, always Stros. No, Jake Meyers is not being traded, guys. Come on. He's our everyday center fielder. They said that earlier. We covered that. Stop it with the rumors. Stop it.
All righty. According to John Heyman, we do know how many years that Victor Caratini will be with the Astros. And so we were
10 years, $180 million.
No, you got to go ahead and do it with the Dr. Evil. $1 million. But it's actually, that's not a lot nowadays. $1 billion. Anyway, so let's go ahead and talk about this. But before we do that, I want to take a second to thank everybody that is taking time at 10:49 at night to listen to a bonus edition of the Locked On Astros podcast. We don't do this without y'all. You are the backbone of the Locked On Astros Nation, and we thank you for becoming everyday or someone that listens to our podcast every day. So please hit the subscribe button and help us get to 20,000 subscribers. We are trying to reach for the stars, and we are doing that with your help. And so make us your first listen on Apple, Odyssey, Spotify. Wherever you listen to your podcast, check out the Locked On Astros podcast. And we're going to go ahead and continue this all offseason, baby. And the offseason is officially started. Dana Brown worked his magic, and I can officially report that Victor Caratini, Caratini is now going to be a Houston Astro for 2 years. It's officially reported, and I think they're just waiting for him to pass a physical, but I think the deal is going to be confirmed.
Yeah, no, look, this is a great signing. I know that he's probably not on everybody's list of who we could sign, but Eric mentioned him. I mentioned him on the show. Not only is he a catcher, he's a first baseman, he's a switch hitter. I mean, he can do all kinds of stuff, Eric. This guy he's a veteran. He's a 7-year vet, like you have listed here on the side. I think getting him is great. And I'm gonna quote my guy Mitzi from Twitter. Ben, he writes for Baseball Prospectus, and he basically said he was super excited about this because he was expecting an Austin Hedges or something, like someone that would get a league minimum. He said Caratini has real skills, above average weighted contact skill, above average 105, which is 95th percentile exit velo. He's a free swinger. Most importantly, he's a plus framer by almost all accounts. So this is a great secondary catcher, and it's better than what a lot of the experts are saying they expected. He is also from Puerto Rico, and so he's part of that Puerto Rican catcher. Like, there's a lot of catchers from Puerto Rico, and
Right.
what this means, we'll talk about it later. Someone else is not coming back for sure.
Yes, he also had experience of being kind of a mentor for Willen Contreras last year with the Brewers. So he was kind of the backup catcher for that situation. So now he's going to come over and be the backup, the mentor to Yainer Diaz at the same time. And this guy probably was not cheap. This isn't not a guy that's going to be working for peanuts. Last year, he made $2.8 million. So I think, especially with as good a season as he did, somebody said he had a 1.6 WAR last year. Actually, he had a 0.7 WAR last year, but his OPS plus was 95, which is way better than Martin Maldonado. He has a career 84 OPS plus. He has a career 2.1 WAR. So he had 7 home runs last year, 259 batting average. His OPS was 711. Maybe he'll go shopping at that store with that OPS.
7-Eleven. Sorry, bring me back to the 90s rap.
Yes. So I'm guessing, just off the top of my head, he probably had to get a little bit of raise. So I'm guessing maybe if he made 2.8 million last year, I'm guessing 2 years at maybe 3 million per year. So maybe 6 million for that deal, maybe with a signing bonus to kind of just add a little bit of money there. But the Astros went out there and they got the guy they wanted. And we heard that Chandler Rome said that he would be a good fit for what they needed. And he's somebody that can play first base. He's somebody who can play catcher, and he's made 18 major league starts at first base. And so he's somebody that can help at multiple positions. He can play DH. So I think that this is a good deal for the Houston Astros. We'll see how much money it is. But now the Astros have a little bit less money to go out and get that reliever and whatever else they need, because they only had $5 million to deal with. So if that's $3 million, that's $2 million left.
So here's another thing that people are speculating. People are speculating that the Astros are in on some serious discussions with Jordan Hicks. There's another rumor that's flying around that I don't know how substantial it is, but there's another rumor flying around that if they were to get Jordan Hicks, they would deal Ryan Presley, who's owed $14 million this next year. Now, I know when I sent you that message, you were like, you hated it right off the bat because you don't want to lose Ryan Presley. But the only way they could sign someone like an Aaron Hicks, Jordan Hicks, not Aaron Hicks, not that guy. The only way they could sign a Jordan Hicks is if they got rid of a salary like that. And if they did, you can imagine the value he might have for this next year because he's been elite. Now, I'm not advocating or saying that I'm for this. I'm just telling you what is being speculated out there. But there is real traction right now as far as the Astros having real interest in Jordan Hicks. So those talks, apparently, from what I'm hearing, are on the uptick, but we don't know anything concrete or definitive with that. And again, Jackie, I'm not saying Presley's gone. I'm not saying Presley is going. I'm just saying it would make sense if that were in play, because you're going to bring Hicks on, you're going to pay him. That's going to throw you over the tax threshold, which means you've got to release some salary, and it's not going to be Myers. It's not going to be anybody else. It will be someone like that. So that's just speculation. So don't quote me on that, but we'll see what happens. I mean, for us right now, this is exciting. So let me tell you, it's a lot more exciting than a team than us saying, oh, we can't talk about who we talked to. Like, this whole like Ohtani thing is so lame. Like, it's getting old. It's the winter meeting should be exciting. It's like, you can't say you talked to Ohtani. It's kind of stupid.
They should do like the HBO does Hard Knocks with Shohei Ohtani. They should have everybody mean, you can't have all the details, but just have Ohtani. Oh yeah, I'm going to meet with the Dodgers right now, and I'm super excited. I'm super like they could be
Well,
making a
we
lot of
can't.
money with this.
They haven't released the details of his surgery on his elbow. They
Right.
won't even release the name of his freaking dog, Eric. Come on. Like
Right.
I get it. I get it, Ohtani, but come on, bro. You're getting a little too
Yes.
big for your britches, buddy.
So we'll go and continue this conversation in a second. We'll talk more about Victor Caratini, what he can offer the Astros, not just for this year, but the next year. And we'll go ahead and talk about what this means for another former catcher for the Houston Astros.
Hey, y'all, thank you for tuning in. This is Locked On Astros, and this episode is brought to you by FanDuel. That's right. Score early this NFL season. Actually, score early before the playoffs because they're right around the corner. America's #1 sports book right now. New customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's right. $150 if your team wins. The Astros, the Texans take on the Jets this week. We know that's an easy dub, right, Jet Boyer? That's correct. So if you're going to pick the Astros and they win, you know what? On a $5 bet, you get $150 in bonus bets. That's right. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, why are you waiting? It's an app that's easy to use. They have betting options like spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/locked-on and kick off the mid-season to the NFL, leading to the playoffs. FanDuel, the official partner of the NFL.
Guys, check out the first ever 24/7 streaming platform. It's called Locked On Today, and it has all the news across not just baseball, not just NFL, not just NBA, but any news you need. It's 24/7 streaming on YouTube. You've got to go check it out. You'll have experts across baseball, all sports like us. And so just go check it out. It's called Locked On Sports Today, and go check it out 24/7 on YouTube. All right.
Hey, Eric. Hey, Eric,
Yes.
real quick. I just found this out. For what it's worth, Astro Stats put this out on Twitter. Victor Caratini had a +6 catcher framing runs in 2023. Yainer Diaz -5. Martin Maldonado -17 runs. So
But
now
Martin Maldonado is a good catcher.
he has declined. We've
No.
discussed this, Eric. Don't get the dude. It's a little too late to piss people off right now. But
It's
I
never
just
too
think
late.
that's great.
This is-
It's never
This
too
is
late. to
Locked On
say it.
Astros After Dark, baby. We can piss people off. Come on. We have
Come
100
on,
people watching
Gunsmoke.
live. Go and press that
kinda-
like button.
What kind of question is this? What kind of question is this? Do you see this? Look at this.
What?
Hold on. I can't. Why won't it? It won't display the. Here we go. Look
Um,
at this. Is Caratini? Come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing?
let me go and put. I'll go and while I'm talking, I'll go and put his picture up there, and y'all can go ahead
He
and
is not.
answer that yourself.
Y'all are wrong, man. Y'all are wrong.
But here
Gunsmoke.
is our thumbnail for today, so y'all can answer that for
No,
yourself. I don't think
Gunsmoke,
he's
you need.
that at
I
all.
I think Gunsmoke needs to do 15 push-ups right now. I think you need to be in Locked On Astros timeout. That'll be a new thing.
No, it's fine. I mean, typically, I guess stereotype. A lot of catchers are typically big bones.
You
So-
no, okay. We're not gonna get okay. Stop. This is
Yeah,
going
I'm
down
kidding.
so fast. Tammy
Yeah.
says, "Is he thick?"
Anyway,
Oh, we're going off the rails right now.
yes. So let's go on.
Hold on. Mike says this: does Caratini have intangible, non-existent positive traits? Oh, I'm so glad you said let's go live. This is great, bro.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, I thought this would be a good idea because Astros fans have been waiting for this. It seems like all off season, nothing's happened, and
Hold
I
on.
know.
We've been waiting for Caratini.
Yes, Caratini is the answer. The Astros are going to the World Series now, baby. I mean, you went from Martin Maldonado to Victor Caratini. This is a big upgrade. So I think the Astros can just go and pack up, You don't need to do the Rule 5 draft. Just go ahead and go home. Don't worry about the rest of the winter meetings. Just don't worry about the rest of the offseason. You got the backup catcher you need.
World Series. Check it off.
Right. I'm kidding. So yeah, let's go and stop with the thick and the fat comments. No, this guy is actually a good athlete. And so I think if he signed a 2-year deal, we don't know the exact financial deal, but we're still waiting for that. But we do know that his slash line was 259, 327, 383 last season for Milwaukee. He will be the backup catcher to Yainer Diaz. He's not coming here to like what's going on with center field, where all of a sudden Jake Myers is going to be given a chance to be the everyday center fielder. This is not going to be a battle for who's going to be the starting catcher. This is Yainer Diaz's job. So what Caratini's here for is to be, he's probably going to have a guy he's going to catch, whether that be Justin Verlander, Framber Valdez, somebody. During spring training, he's probably going to develop a relationship with one of these guys. But Yainer Diaz, he's the guy. We heard that Joe Espada say that he's going to start working with him a lot more exclusively, and he's going to go ahead and start getting him ready to deal, not just work with only 1 or 2 pitchers, starting pitchers, but all of them. And he's going to be the guy. And so now it's up to what happens next. So if I think you got this guy for between $3 and $4 million per year, I think the Astros did a good job.
No, I think it's an excellent signing. Like you said, he's got versatility. He doesn't just catch; he plays first base. He's a switch hitter, so he poses a threat from both sides of the plate. Now, I haven't looked into his splits where he is versus right-handed versus left-handed, and back up in a way where you may get into a matchup where you don't necessarily need him to catch, but look, you need Jose Abreu to rest, and you need him to play first base. You wouldn't have a backup catcher then. Maybe they would sometime during the season carry a third catcher like a Salazar, someone like that, who, hey, Cesar Salazar's hitting home runs and lead him down there in winter ball. So he's actually not batting that bad. And, he's a decent catcher. Cesar Salazar is one of the most favorite catchers in our minor league system. So we've got options if we have to go to that. But this is just a wise signing. It keeps you under the cap. He's got versatility. He's a veteran. And all the other guys we were looking at would probably have cost more. And then the ones that would cost less, they're just really budget situations, and you don't want.
It's the dollar movie bin, or maybe the $5 movie bin.
Okay. No, I wouldn't say that. Well, okay. I wouldn't say that. Okay. Now what you're paying for him, yes, but I think what you're going to get out of him, this is more of this was like one of these good movies that was maybe rated a 7 or an 8, but it's just not full price. It used to be like $20. Now it's selling for 10, right? It's not yet in the bargain bin. I think bargain bin is like Austin Hedges. Bargain bin is lower than that, right?
No, I'm not saying Caratini was.
You're saying what we thought they were getting. Okay, my bad. Yeah,
Barnhart, I think I would have been okay with, but when I was reading that list from earlier, I was like, wah, 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 wah. It's like none of these names were just like giving me any joy, and I'm like, okay, Martin Maldonado, come back home. There's just nobody out there. No, when I was reading that list earlier, but then when I heard about Victor Caratini, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I just got dude, Apple Watch update. Victor Caratini's deal is worth 2 years and $12 million. They just paid him. Dude. Holy
he
crap.
Got $6 million per year.
He got $6 million per year to be the backup. We just went over the CBT. We're signing somebody, dude.
If open up the pocketbooks.
Freaking, we're signing somebody. This is good. This could be groundbreaking. The Astros are getting Shohei Ohtani. Okay, maybe I overshot a little bit. Dang it.
Okay, you're going in timeout.
No.
Brett just went in timeout.
But I'm not muted. Okay,
right.
Yamamoto. Yes, I love this. Yamamoto. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Yes.
No, if you think about it, this is actually not an overpay. I mean, I was thinking, but after I said the 3
Ooh.
million, I thought there's a lot of teams interested in catching right now. And if Caratini was the best of the backup catchers, then you probably had to give him a lot more money. So yeah, I think 6 million per year is probably a good deal. So
I love this guy. Hold on. Gunsmoke. Keep your eyes on the sparrow. I love this guy tonight.
let me
He's
see what Spot
crushing
Track
it.
says.
He's worth 6 million rather. Oh, I'm not gonna put that up there. We missed out on Tucker Barnhart sweepstakes. Yes, we did, Paige. Yes, we did.
Okay. Yeah.
Give me
So-
Snell. Give me Snell. I can't put that up there. It's got the D word. I can't put that up on the screen. So, Eric, but I mean, isn't that what it means that we're going over? If we're going over,
It depends on
then
what happens, during the arbitration.
are we going to
During
make
all-
it? Does that mean Presley's going to be traded? Does that mean that smoke that we talked about Presley being traded and getting Jordan Hicks?
It could be somebody. Maybe it's even Jose Urquidy. Somebody like that gets traded.
Wow.
It sounds like Jake Myers is here to stay. They're not gonna trade him because he is the center fielder of the future. So the market value for
Who's a center fielder of the future?
So you know what? I will, based on Spotrac, his Victor Caratini's market value is 3 million. So I was right based on what Spotrac says, and so he was worth a 2-year deal at basically $2 million. So the Astros, because of the demand for backup catchers right now, they had to outbid everybody. So that's what the market is right now.
But I don't think it's an overpay, Eric, because
No, it's not.
I mean, this is why it's great having a great catcher and a good backup catcher versus a declining former good catcher or former great catcher and a kid that should be starting almost every game. You know what I'm saying? That kid that should be starting now is going to be starting, Yainer Diaz. And you know what's interesting? Did you notice Dana Brown's comments today? He said,
What?
Dana Brown knows how to handle a staff. And I'm like, hold up. But Dusty Baker talked about how he couldn't.
Joe Spada, you mean?
Staff. No,
You said Dana Brown
said that. Dana Brown said that today. Or maybe,
about Joe
I don't know,
Spada?
maybe it's no.
Okay.
The catcher. No. Dana Brown said Yainer Diaz knows how to handle a pitching staff.
Okay.
Remember when Dusty told us, well, he's not ready to handle the
yeah.
pitching staff? Remember that? And someone goes, oh, now all of a sudden, voila, he can handle the pitching staff. And I'm like, look, dude, it was very weird and archaic the way that Dusty did handle that. And I'm not trying to like rain on his parade or anything, but there's starting to be some things to come out that maybe I was like blinded to or naive to. And I still to this day cannot figure out why the heck he didn't play Diaz more. I mean, it's a moot point. Like, it's neither here nor there now. It doesn't make a difference. It's not going to change anything. But now Yainer gets to be the man. Yainer gets to be in that place that he deserves to be. And you get a backup catcher who he's probably going to respect. And that's going to be a great thing.
Yes. So last year, Jose Urquidy made $3 million. I don't have how much he's projected to make this year. I want to say it's like 5 million or something. So if you do trade him, that'll open some salary, but it's not going to be the same as if you're going to trade somebody like Alex Bregman, which the Astros are not. He is the pillar, one of the pillars of the Astros organization. That's what Dana Brown said. So, but the Astros have the backup catcher, and it's not just Eric Kratz type player. Remember when the Astros had Eric Kratz, or just somebody that just somebody that's there. This is a guy that can make an impact.
So this just in, and I just wanted to confirm it before I said it. Okay, number one, Rio Nuances says, can Brian Abreu replace Presley? Yes, he could be the closer. This just actually an hour ago, I didn't even see it. Free agent reliever Phil Maton close to an agreement with the Cardinals
Yes.
per source. Okay, I didn't know that. So Matan is gone. Next will probably be someone like Neris. Someone says Montero needs to go. Poor Montero. That dude can't have a good 4 months and people still think he's good. Oh man. But look, this is a thing. This is what we're looking for. So what now is going to fall in place? And when Dana said, yes, we're working. So it was funny. Chandler asked Dana Brown today, he goes, so are y'all prioritizing what do you say? Are y'all prioritizing a trade or a free agent? He goes, we're prioritizing both.
Right.
It's like, which one is more important? He goes, they're both important. So like Dana wasn't giving them anything. And that's how the Astros roll, man. Close to the vest. They don't give up they don't show their hand at the card table. And I think that's a smart baseball move. So Eric, do you think like this whole Presley thing to me is coming out of left field? Like I didn't even think this was a possibility, but if you bring in a Jordan Hicks and you have Brian Abreu, do you have a conversation with Brian Abreu before you make a move like this and say, hey, are you ready to step into this role? Because remember 2 years ago, you came in from spring training, you were overweight and you were out of shape. Like, are you ready to do this? Because
I don't think they'll say that, but I know what you're saying.
well, no, I would say that. If I'm about to trade an elite closer and put you, Eric, in a role that I know you can handle, but I need to know if you got it here between the ears. I'm going to say, you remember 2 years ago when you came in and you disappointed us and you actually lost some games for us? I need to know that Brian Abreu doesn't exist anymore, because last year you were excellent. Can you be better than you were last year? Because we've got some things on the table and we can't make these moves without knowing that you're all in. I don't know if clubs have those conversations, but that's what I would think you would want to know. I mean, and you would have to have that temperature from him. So again, we're speculating. We don't know anything about this. So, and we've gone a lot longer than we wanted to, but this is great stuff to talk about.
This was Mike asked, was that when did Brian Abreu come in spring training overweight? This was back in 2020 or 2021.
I think it was 2020 or 2021. He came.
It was during
back.
the COVID season, I believe.
Okay, it was COVID season. He basically came back and he wasn't in shape. He didn't have a good year, and maybe it was 2020, but I remember that. And because even back then they were talking about this guy being a starter eventually.
Yeah.
And now he's a back end guy. Now he's probably going to be the closer soon. So who knows?
Yes. So I think that if the Astros did that, because Presley does have the, I think it's the option for 2025 as well. So if he hits a certain amount of innings, I think it's so I would just like you wouldn't trade Alex Bregman. I don't see them trading Ryan Presley. And to answer your question, yes, I think they would have that conversation. But at the same time, if you're breeding in Jordan Hicks, I think he would have to be involved in that conversation as well, because part of him signing here would possibly to be as a closer as well. So I think that would be part of the discussion too. So I'm going to say that there's probably a 10% chance that Ryan Presley gets traded. I'm not going to say it doesn't happen, but I just don't see it happening. So maybe that's just me being biased, but after what Dana Brown said, I just don't see them trading a big piece of the Astros puzzle if they want to win. And he wants to win. He's not coming in here to trade big pieces away and then then Jim Crane looks at him and like, dude, what happened? Why aren't we winning? He's here to win.
Right.
And Victor Caratini is another reason why they're going to win in 2024, because instead of having Martin Maldonado, who has regressed, now you have somebody that can play defense, that can hit a little bit. He's got a little bit better offensive ability, maybe not as much homer ability as Martin Maldonado did, but he can make a little bit better all-around contact.
Right. And look, because people are asking about different guys like Jordan Montgomery, have they signed? Look, here's the deal. you don't expect to see any big pitchers, Snell, Montgomery, these guys sign, I think, until Shohei Ohtani signs. They're waiting for that shoe to drop. When that shoe drops, then they can compare their guy to the highest paid guy. Because if you lowball your guy and Ohtani gets 500 and something, even though he may not be pitching next year, that's what they're waiting for. And that's why I think it's kind of lame. We're sitting back waiting for Ohtani, twiddling his thumbs. You don't know the name of it's kind of like, oh, come on, Ohtani. That's not a good look for you. It's not a good look for the league. The winter meetings have kind of stunk this year.
He has spoken. Ken Rosenthal.
What do you say?
It is official. 2 years, $12 million. So that is the official word.
That's what it was from. Yeah,
no, I know,
it was from earlier.
Ken Rosenthal. Who cares about everybody else? Ken Rosenthal is the word in baseball.
Right. Well, so we don't know if the Phil Maton stuff is true,
right?
But we are hearing rumors that he's going to be signing in St. Louis. I can't find any big name credible guys. I see a few of them. A couple of them were definitely dummy accounts when I was looking through X, but a couple of them seemed legitimate. But it's a rumor right now of what's going around. Right. Again, Jordan Hicks is a rumor. We don't know. Presley, we're totally speculating. We're not saying anything on the show right now.
Alex Verdugo going to the Yankees. So
no more beard. He's going to look.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what?
What is he going to look
weird?
Like? Yeah. Weird, so also, does that take them out of Juan Soto sweepstakes, or does that make them want to get him a little bit more?
The Yankees are never getting Juan Soto, dude. They're not getting Juan Soto.
And Juan Soto is going to be the next big free agent. So if the team that trades for him does not extend him, he's going to be a big free agent next year. So, guys, that's all we got for this special edition. Welcome to Houston, Victor Caratini. We are excited to have you, and that's all we got. My name is Eric. He is Brett Chancey, and we are the Locked On Astros podcast. Go Strips. See you tomorrow.